This Sudbury consumption site
is an industry.
Well, I think it's an industry.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I guess it's like a.
Should we be explicit on what this actually is? Because I feel like we're kind of dancing around.
So there's a consumption site that's been in the works for quite some time. It's a manageable area for people to use
drugs
under supervision rather than just on their own. And hopefully it's a safer place that they can they're going to do it anyways, I think, is the philosophy. I think
so we might as well save lives by doing it safely or forcing them to do it in a certain location that's safer.
So this has been in the works for quite some time, and the headline read that it was actually completed, I believe.
Yeah, the construction is completed. It's not open yet. That's what the article on CBC is saying. It's going to take a little bit more time to be fully operational, but there were some pretty surprising stats in the article from CBC. The first stat would be obviously it cost about $800,000 to get to this point. Constructing the building, that was kind of the whole overarching budget. We'll see how much they go over budget, but a big part of this, a big reason they put it in downtown is because it's already close to where a lot of the users will be. So they wanted it to be close by, but also
central.
They didn't want it to have a large impact on any specific area. Like you can imagine the backlash if they put the safe consumption site.
In someone's neighborhood.
In someone's backyard.
For sure. No, they would definitely not want it there.
So because it's kind of an undeveloped area.
For sure.
But the other statistics that were really surprising was that Sudbury actually has the highest per capita death by opioid in the province.
That was surprising to me because, I remember one of the major networks doing a story on Sault Ste. Marie, how bad the opioid crisis was, and also Thunder Bay.
Yeah.
But never Sudbury.
No.
They've never kind of shone a light on us.
No.
But here we have in this article saying that we, per capita, are most affected by this.
Yeah, by up to a quarter. Like we might be a quarter worse than other cities.
So that's not good.
Situations.
That's not a good thing.
No, absolutely not. It says over 50 opioid deaths in 2021, which there was to be fair, there was a big jump from 2019 and 2020 to 2021. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of reasons you could argue why, but
the pandemic.
I remember,
I don't know.
Without going too much into it, but
yes.
There's a lot of. Well, this is the reason a lot of people were anti a lot of the lockdown measures, right? That was one of the reasons. Was like emotional.
Yep.
Possible emotional, and we do know that opioid use is an emotional.
It is
problem.
It's an escape.
Yeah, it's not so much. There's been a lot of research on this. I don't want to go too much into it.
Well, there's many reasons why people would use narcotics, use alcohol, use whatever.
Especially opioids, yeah.
Exactly, right? And then it's over and above that once you get addicted. So you might have used it originally for one thing, but then if it becomes addicting, now you're just using because your body is saying, it's kind of like food, right? I'm hungry. I need it now.
Like how different is that really from, like, let's say a suicide, like an overdose death? Should that be counted differently than a suicide of despair? Because they're actually in the same category.
They are in the same category.
Death
One's
by
a
despair.
Slower one, probably a slower version of the other.
Sometimes, yeah.
It could be, exactly. Or you could actually decide to, okay, now's the time, and you'll take a little bit too much.
Sure. And fentanyl is very easy to do that.
That's
the most deadly.
To do it on purpose and to do it by accident. Both. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. And it's super potent.
Yeah.
And
so does this mean then people are there? I don't know, and I don't know if you know the answer to this or not. But do we have these safe using sites in other northern communities, like let's say Timmins, Sault Ste. Marie?
Well, I think they're in the same position we are. Like they're transitioning into it. Something we are comparable with other cities is we have the. You remember in when we ran Sudbury Sports Talk, we talked about the needle sites, like distribution of clean needles,
Mm-hmm.
or what was it called? Needle exchange, maybe?
Yeah, they had the buckets they would give you and whatever, and you'd just fill them up and give
Yeah.
them back to them. And
At the time, that
Yeah.
was kind of the prevailing like best practice.
yeah,
And now it seems like consumption sites.
are the way to go.
Yeah, but
See,
that's
The reason why I asked you if other northern communities had them as well was because I thought there could be a possibility of if we have one here, and let's say I unfortunately
sure.
use and I'm not able to get over it or
Mhm.
deal with it, and I'm still using it, and I say, well, I'd rather be in a community that has a safe consumption site, so I make the trek from, like, say, a Timmins or a Sault Ste. Marie to Sudbury to do that.
use,
So
yeah.
is that a possibility? I don't know. So
I don't know.
I really don't. I don't have enough information or knowledge of that, but I'm just putting it out there. Is that a possibility? Because I know already we are a kind of a gathering place for the North, like, because it is
In
more
good
of
ways
a-
and bad.
yeah, in an urban center, and if you're in a small community or whatever, you can just kind of like, okay, I'm going to take my chances on living in Sudbury, and so you come down here and whatever, right? So
Yeah. Ironically, it's like the big city
of the North,
for our area. Yeah.
171,000 now,
People.
according to census,
Wow.
the latest census
That's incredible.
in Sudbury.
That's a big jump.
I think so. I'm hoping they'll change the sign.
Yeah, from 161? 165?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely big.
Well, again, it's just might as well put an accurate reading up there. But anyways,
Sure.
that's the latest census, and
That's
so
really
we are
interesting.
a bit of a hub for the
I
North,
think so.
right?
No, I think so for sure.
But does this say when this building will actually, or this facility?
Well, I think
will
it's
go
going to be
into
quite
effect?
soon. I mean,
Okay.
we'll have to do more updates on it as it happens, but it's the article says there are still a few stages left to go in order for the site to be open. Right now, we're waiting for that exemption to come through from federal representatives. So sounds like
Okay.
more political kind of hoops they have to jump through.
Okay.
There's many boxes to check. This isn't as easy as just opening like a business,
No, it
because
wouldn't.
something like this, I remember at the time, a couple years ago, we were kind of against the idea of any of these things. And we might have shifted a little bit on it just because we became more realistic in a way. Like, okay, we're not going to just quash this, stop being idealistic. We need to be pragmatic in a way. So we're a little bit more pragmatic, I would say. And it sounds like the city council and regional representatives are doing that as well.